Welcome to the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast. From the bus leagues to the big leagues, the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast has got you covered. Here's Jeff and John.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast. This is episode number 125, and today, Tony Beasley is going to join us from Seattle, Texas Ranger third base coach, and the Rangers are there for a series this weekend. Rangers, they are 33-35 right now. They're 5-5 in their last 10, and they have won a couple in a row against the Dodgers, and they won the series against the Dodgers.
They did, and they were good wins, kind of exciting wins. A lot of things happened. You know, the Tuesday game was a disaster. It was 15-2, and poor old Grant Anderson gave up 4 home runs and whatever inning it was, the 6th. I lost track, and but they came back, got a good pitching performance from really the whole staff on Wednesday. Got the 3-run homer from Corey Seager. We're going to talk about him more in just a minute. And then David Robertson struck out in order Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman, who are probably going to go to the Hall of Fame. And then he did it again last night. Yeah, Michael Lorenzen did 7 strong innings, and then they bring in Robertson, and he gives up what he hits the first guy, Biggio, then he gives up a hit, and here comes the top of the order in a 3-1 game, and there's like, well, there's no way he can do that. He wiped out Betts on 3 pitches, took care of Ohtani, took care of Freeman, and I know that this is Ohtani's first year on the team, so nobody's had a chance to strike all 3 of those guys out in the same game. Robertson was the first, and then he did it 24 hours later.
Absolutely.
And then the way the game ended with Kirby Yates looked like that first at bat when he issued the walk, it looked like maybe he was dealing with a blister. He couldn't throw a strike. Then he ends up striking out the final 3 hitters to save the game, and he got fired up and screamed. I think it kind of illustrates it's a big win against a team that everybody thinks is going to either win the World Series or at least go to the World Series.
They're good. I mean, geez, that's a good team.
And that might be maybe that's what the Rangers needed. Maybe that's what Kirby Yates was emphasizing there, saying, hey, we're good. And, the lineup still not firing all cylinders, although the Dodgers are very good. They did enough the last 2 nights. And now they go to Seattle, where Seattle pitches the heck out of it.
I made a little point. I sometimes to get something started, a game has to end kind of emotionally good or whatever. The night before, Yates struggled again a little bit in the 9th inning. He gave up what looked like it was going to be a game-tying double. Single, double, whatever. There was a little error out there with Leote, but they got that ball in and ended that game on that throw out at home plate by just a bullet throw from Marcus Semien on the cutoff. Yeah. And I said, sometimes a good game that ends exciting way can be the start of something. And then here we come out last night, and boy, they just kind of clicked all night. They could have put up more runs against, what was the reason that Yamamoto didn't pitch?
They're just giving them rest.
Okay. In either case, it seemed more primed. It was a good shot, and the Rangers went out and took care of business. They scored in 2 separate innings. Yeah, they didn't push any more across. Pitching was excellent. And hey, how valuable of a signing is that Michael Lorenzen signing?
Well, I mean, all 3 of those guys who pitched yesterday were free agents, and Lorenzen, of course, was signed the day before spring training ended. Needed a little time to get going, but he's a workhorse. He goes 7 innings or 6 or 7 innings just about every time out. So they got him so cheap. He's one of the guys that
they got him for 2 years.
1 year. There might be an option, but
I think there's
anyway. He's one of the guys that was affected by the crazy market, and I mean, he's positioning himself nicely for a more lucrative deal in the future. And then Yates and Robertson were 1-year deals also, and they're putting them. I mean, David Robertson's 39. I don't know how much longer he wants to pitch, but if he's going to be getting guys out like this, there's no reason for him to stop. And
absolutely,
and Kirby Yates just turned 37 right before the season started, and
we need to get them on.
He should be on the All-Star team. I don't think there's any way around it. He's really good, and then everybody's seeing David Robertson strike these guys out. That's going to leave it. The managers and the fans don't vote for pitchers, but I think that he's got they both have a good shot because the players just saw what happened against the Dodgers. Oh, and by the way, this is a total side thing. YouTube ads, they have a program and all this stuff goes through it, and they keep flagging our podcast as a political campaign video. and I've gone back and forth with them, and I think their IT's on the other side of the world, but they give me some possible reasons for it. And it's like, words like vote, or anything that might make people think it's political. Well, then that's gonna trigger Google algorithm to not approve our ads. And so our last video did not do very well in the view department because they wouldn't approve the ads. And it's because they apparently they think maybe it's the Texas Rangers law enforcement agency, which we are not.
Right.
And then the when we talk about maybe like
but we're called Rangers today.
I know. Hey, I'm just saying. And then like when we had Ross Fenstermaker on.
Yeah.
He's the Rangers vice president.
Right.
We got flagged for an election deal, and they eventually approved it. But it's like I sent the last guy an email. He's like, "Well, anything can trigger this little algorithm." I was like, "Well, what about a human? Can a human override it? Can a human use common sense and just say, "Oh yeah, this is stupid"?"
This is a baseball podcast.
Apparently not. But anyway. Yeah, so we got.
So let's not talk about the All-Star voting because that's going to start.
I wouldn't have used that word, John. The All-Star selection process.
Okay. Good God, you got to be kidding me.
I'm just saying the truth. So I'm sure we're going to get hit for this one for some reason. But anyway, there's new. It's crazy. But yeah, Josh Smith should be. He's not going to be an All-Star, but he's on the ballot. I think he has a. If
does he have an outside chance?
Yeah, I mean,
he's not going to get selected. I mean, let's be honest. Fans aren't going to vote for him.
Rangers fans might.
Yeah,
and Rangers fans were very good last year. Excuse me, when it came to the All-Star deal, getting 4 guys selected as starters, and then they had over 100. Evaldi Garcia started, but he was an injury replacement, and Evaldi pitched the second inning.
Right. That's right.
But the Rangers had 100,000 fans at the ballpark over the weekend, and I know it's not the balloting where you sit in your seat and punch the holes and turn it in, but still, if fans saw an ad.
Weren't they doing the Scantron thing up there? The
QR code.
QR code.
Yeah, and you can vote 5 times a day. I'm sorry, you can make selections 5 times a day, and he's been the Rangers all-star. I think that without him, they would be in a lot worse shape. I mean, this offense isn't scoring runs. He's leading them in average.
He's 5th in all of baseball for third baseman.
He's doing really good work. He's playing good defense. He's got some doubles. I know he doesn't hit for a ton of power. Versatile enough to play shortstop. And he was the cleanup hitter the other night. Yeah, I mean, this lineup is in that kind of shape, and without Corey Seager, without Josh Young, who he's replaced, Smith's been unbelievable. I'm not just saying this because he's going to be our guest.
We can talk about this for a while.
It's just been a nice story, a story, a lesson for fans to never rule out a player. Players are allowed to get better. They're allowed to make adjustments and improve. And every major leaguer just needs a chance. If they get an opportunity to play regularly, they're going to be productive. And Josh Smith has been fantastic. Is it fantastic enough to make the All-Star team? Maybe not as a starter. Maybe the players respect it. I don't know the way the things have changed with the manager used to get to make a bunch of selections. He still has to reserve spots for teams that don't get anybody selected. But maybe there's a way to do it that way and get him.
That's look. I didn't. I bring it up because does he deserve to be an all-star? He certainly has to be in the conversation as an all-star. But I looked up third baseman.
All right.
All of baseball, not just all of baseball. And the guys ahead of him are Devers, Ramirez, Paredes, and Westberg, all American League guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Josh Smith, and then it goes down to Colorado and what's his name? And so, but it was all based on OPS that does it. Those four guys ahead of him each have double-digit home runs.
Yeah.
He has that. He leads two of them by average. His average is 279. I think someone was hitting 271 or whatever. But that's a guy right there that's playing. He's had more games than all of them. He's played in 69 games. They've played in 68 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, this guy deserves at least a look. He's not going to. It's not going to get voted in. Then the players vote in the second part, right? They vote in, and then the manager makes some picks. He's likely not going to get in unless there's an injury. I mean, I guess he goes in as a utility guy. But in any case, it was just worth mentioning. I mean, and doing that. Now, and the reason he's playing shortstop last night again, because, I mean, we got to talk about this. Seager comes out, hits a home run, he DHs.
Yeah.
But then last night he's not in it. This is purely precautionary?
That's what they said. I mean, you take Bruce Bochy at his word. He said Seager felt some tightness in what was already a tight hamstring.
Well, then sit him. I mean, if he feels anything,
sit him down. And the manager said that they want him for the series against Seattle. I mean, it's a big series.
It's more important. Yeah,
the Mariners lead by 5.5 games. If the Rangers can go in there and win that series, it shaves a game off the deficit. If they get a sweep, obviously it's a lot bigger than that. But
more than anything, if it comes down to anything like last year, where there's a tie at the end of the season and they have the same amount of wins and losses, it's going to come to head.
Yeah,
and if the Rangers can get 2 out of 3 coming out of Seattle, that's just puts you. That helps in the head-to-head competition. So I'd rather have Seager in that. And we've got good defensive guys to play there, so he can move to shortstop. Smith can. Duran's done fine at third base. And hopefully Young is about to go out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He is in Round Rock with Max Scherzer, who's pitching tonight for his second rehab start. And this might be the last one before he's added back to the rotation. Josh Spores is also there. So he's throwing live batting practice. Josh Young is taking live batting practice. They're not active yet. They're not officially on rehab assignment. But when they do that maybe a couple more times, they'll be ready to go. And then Spores will be back pretty quickly. Young is going to take some time. Young hasn't played since April 4th, and he didn't really have a spring training.
Right.
So, if you go back over his past, I don't know, what is this, June? If we go back to the World Series 7 months ago, he's had like 4 games.
Yeah.
Or, I guess if you want to count those last 3 spring training games,
he's
had 7 games. So he really needs to get the reps. And you saw, and you continue to see that the importance of spring training by these guys who didn't have it and struggled. Corey Seager, Nate Lowe, JD Martinez, Jordan Montgomery, Blake Snell, these guys that
signed really late.
A spring training. The exception has been Michael Lorenzen.
Yep.
So it's going to have to be patient with Josh. He's going to have to get some, and he won't play 9 innings right off the bat. It'll be, maybe get him 2 or 3 at bats, take him out. He might be the DH.
You're talking about in his rehab.
In his rehabs, yeah. And then once he's back, then
he'll lead off and bat.
He's full go. But it's going to be a process. But he should be back for the month ends. I mean,
today's the 5th, 14th.
We've got 16 days to go in June, so I would imagine.
Yeah, he's not like a pitcher. He can go out every day and get a couple at bats. And
sure.
And the main thing, guys, you got to realize this: when you're going out on a rehab, it's not about how you do in the game; it's how you respond the next day. How do you feel after you've played the game?
Yeah.
And Corey Seager came out there. You and I went out and saw Corey play in Frisco on his rehabs last year. He DH'd all day one day, and then the next day they had him right back out and had him play shortstop. Reason being, they wanted to see how he responded after he played shortstop the next day, and then he was in the lineup.
A couple days later, he got like food poisoning or something.
Right.
But he was fine. He only had like 5 at-bats.
Right, exactly. And all they wanted to do, go get your at-bats, run some bases, play defense. How do you feel the next day? Do you feel okay?
Yeah.
And then let's get you back in there. Okay, so what we need to do, this team's 5.5 games out now. This is a big series coming into the weekend. Doesn't matter if they get swept or if they do it. This team's not out of anything. It's still early.
Yeah.
God, you hope they don't get swept. They've got a good enough roster to hang with the Mariners for sure, who I've thought all along was one of the best teams in the AL West. I just did. You can't ever count out Houston, but I've thought Texas and Seattle would be the two battling. I'm sort of, looking like a pat on the back, maybe that I was right there. But trade deadline is going to be coming at the end of next month.
Yep.
And look, we're not going to talk trades right now, but there are a lot of names that are kind of being thrown out. First of all, we know right away, Chicago has basically put a going out of business sale sign on the front door and saying, come on in. Everything's for sale. We got to clear it out. And that includes Roberts, who they have. That's
Luis Robert
Jr. They've got, pitching. They've got that. I mean, they're ready to just unload everything that's there. You've also got the Mets, who seem to be someone that they're kind of leaning towards, whether or not you're hearing names like J.D. Martinez, obviously, Alonso. Then you got Pham. I've heard Pham might be traded again.
Yeah, that seems to be his deal.
And then, he was in the World Series last year.
He was
with Arizona. So Rooker's a name in Oakland that people are looking at. There are a lot of ties with him to Atlanta. And look, Oakland, they have traded with the Rangers before, but it's always been kind of an off-season thing. They've never really done a deadline thing.
Yeah.
So you won't see that. So what do the Rangers need? They need a right-handed bat, and I don't mean, no offense to Robbie Grossman, who's good against left-handers or does that. They need that right-handed bat that's going to hit 30 home runs or 28 to 35 home runs, the big bat. Someone like a J.D. Martinez who could do that. You got Alonso. Yeah. The thing with Alonso, he's a first baseman. He played but you know what? Maybe you bring him into DH, play some first base. Yeah. You can move it around. You're looking at relievers. They could use another arm probably something like Finnegan or Drew Smith. Who are they talking about out there? That there's others out there. What are some names that they're talking about? But you,
excuse me, man, wrong in my throat. Well, I don't disagree with you on the need for a right-handed bat, especially as things are going now. And, they're going to get one back. Josh Young's a right-handed hitter. All right.
Sure.
So you get one back there. Maybe you play that one out and see where you are at the All-Star break or how he's doing. And I don't know that they're going to go out and get a reliever though, because
that's right. All those starters are coming back.
It's going to be kind of crazy what happens with the bullpen and
they may be moving a starter.
Yeah, you could trade from, if you think your rotation's a position of strength and you have a bunch of guys that can't be optioned.
Heaney or Dunning might be. I'm not.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that it's a possibility that a deal, if the Rangers make one, will involve a starter. It could be with another contender, honestly.
Yeah.
And trade a need for need and see what happens there. But the farm system still has a lot of good players. I know Langford and Carter are no longer rookies technically, so
but
the Rangers are falling through the farm system rankings, but there's a lot of depth in the system.
Right.
There are some potential stars, and you've seen some guys emerge this year who are probably catching the attention of scouts. And
talking to Bonifay yesterday, which we did on our other show, he mentioned some good names and had some good things to say about people, but look, they're going to make a move. And, you look at relief arms, like you said, it may not be a need. Josh Spores is huge. Getting Josh back, no offense to Leclerc, who can be deadly when he's on, but Spores was just, when he's on, is that way too. Now, Spores goes through that first part when he gets back, he's got to get in rhythm, and he tends to struggle there for those first few games while he finds it. But, boy, once he's locked in, good Lord.
Leclerc has been pitching better lately.
Yes, he has. Yes.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, you can only have eight guys in your bullpen. So, you figure Yates and Robinson aren't going anywhere. Leclerc probably isn't going anywhere. Spores probably isn't going anywhere. All right, so that's four.
Right.
So you have Scherzer, Malley, DeGrom,
all coming back.
So
Heaney, Dunning. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I can't imagine that you'd get rid of Evaldi, of course.
No.
Lorenzen's been a workhorse, and Gray's been your best pitcher. So what are you going to do? I mean, there's going to be a tough decision. Everybody's seen what John Gray can do in late innings, or not in late innings, but in relief. It's pretty impressive.
It's hard to move him out of the rotation.
It is. But
you could argue him or Lorenzen. Lorenzen's been
a reliever in the past. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. But anyway, I think it negates the need for an arm. I mean, you're talking about Jake Latz, who's been fantastic.
Oh God, yes.
Jake Latz might end up in the minor leagues,
and
Jose
because he's got options.
Jose Urania may end up as a DFA. Just kind of looking at it, because you also have 8 guys who are still on the 60-day injured list. Scherzer's one of them. Young's one of them. Malley, DeGrom. I mean, I'm Austin Pruitt. I think you can probably live without, but
yeah.
And then the Carson Coleman kid who was picked in the Rule 5. I have no idea what he's doing or how he's going to.
Is he throwing? I'm
assuming he's throwing. How he's going to be on this team. Anyway, the fact of the matter is they all got to come back on. So you're going to have to DFA some guys or trade some guys who are.
That's the thing.
And so, Foskew's on the 62. So what are you going to do with all these guys? And I think
you're going to have to trade away some guys.
Trade some of them. I just Austin Pruitt is not.
He's the most.
That's not going to be a terrible loss. But there are some guys like Colwyn was probably a candidate for a DFA, but he came up and did well and
he's been closing too.
So you're going to DFA him. You're not going to get rid of White or Jack Leiter. So you're really going to be.
Ornelas, he's probably somebody.
You're probably going to be making some tough calls here when it comes that time. But
is Ornelas still on the 40?
He is, yeah.
Wenzel's still on the 40. Those are names that unfortunately are probably.
But they have options too. So do you want to?
That's true.
That's a, and if at Wenzel's position particularly, you're talking about Corey Seager, who has a delicate hamstring, and Josh Young, who has a broken arm, and they might. You never know what happens when they come back, so you got to keep some insurance around.
They're going to have to just move some guys.
Yeah, that's probably the ultimate solution.
And in their position of strength, obviously, they could probably move Urena for not much, but they could. There's some team that would take him in.
Yeah, I think so.
With having to give away a fringe prospect in the lower levels, something like that, to get him in, and it's not because you haven't valued what Jose's done for you. It's because you've just run out of places to put him.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have anywhere to him. Lorenzen would be valuable to somebody but I think he's too valuable to this team with what he's doing. But you got Dunning, who you love, and Dunning's a great pitcher, under control for a little bit.
Yeah,
that's a guy that might be a part of a big deal, maybe to get something.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule out, at least initially, when Malley is back and when DeGrom comes back, a 6-man rotation.
Yes.
Because they're
piggybacking off each other too.
You may want to, not piggyback each other. They would both start, but like you may want to build in an extra day of rest for them on their way back, and just carry 7 relievers. But if a couple of them are starters and they can handle multiple innings, then you could probably survive a little period like that. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, that's kind of the these guys are coming back, but what's the domino effect? And, in theory, the bullpen should be good still, because you're going to have all these good guys, but they're not relievers.
Right.
And so that could be something. That's probably why Dane Dunning's been a reliever. John Gray has worked in relief.
Yep.
Andrew Heaney's worked in relief. Lorenzen's worked in relief.
Right.
So, and we're not even mentioning like Cody Bradford.
Oh my gosh.
Cody Bradford, where's he? He's got options. So it's just going to be.
It's a horrible situation. It sounds like that, man. Would you not rather be in that position than in the opposite of where are we going to find? Hey, I just got some breaking news. The Astros released Jose Abreu.
Oh man.
They just cut him loose. So that's money they're eating.
That's a lot of money too.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, but good Lord, they sent him down to the minor leagues, didn't they?
There's a right-handed bat.
Yeah. Well, How much of a kick to the nuts would that be if the Rangers go, hey, we'll take you in on a minor league deal. He gets a little hot, comes up, and then like he's the guy that does a walk-off or something against the Astros. Would that just kick you in the nuts right there?
Everybody was worried about, not everybody, but some people were worried about Jared Walsh getting picked up by the Astros. And I don't even know where Jared Walsh is.
I don't know, he's probably
White Sox. You just kind of assume that, but I haven't heard a lot about him. So
I've seen some Astro fans. They were grumbling about Abreu that they just need to cut.
He's been terrible.
Oh, he's been hideous,
and he's not a good defensive player.
Yeah, he hadn't been with them in a while. He's been down or out,
and they brought him back, and it's just not working.
Yeah, you can't. There's players that are look. The Texas Rangers will not play people that don't produce.
That is true.
Not in this stage. I
mean, they're going to keep playing Adolis Garcia. But
sure.
He had a hit last night. He brings value defensively.
And he's not 36 years old like Abreu or whatever, 35, 36 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that's just off. He's and the only way to get back on is you've got to keep getting at bats. Maybe Adolis, though, needs to start hitting 7th or 8th. Get his, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see.
Bottom of the lineup. But he's too valuable also with his arm. He keeps some at bay. There's a lot of times you think someone should score from second base, and they don't on a hard hit.
Yeah, they don't run on him.
They don't run on him because they know what he can do. All right. Are we about done there?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, before we get out of here, we got a safe at home segment for One Rangers Way. Tell us about that.
Well, One Rangers Way is the new luxury apartments building that's going to be across from Choctaw Stadium and the new Lowe's Hotel right next to it. Pretty sweet deal, really. And we had an opportunity. Cool. There are partners now, and we had an opportunity to go out to their leasing office yesterday and talk to Scott and Nicole just about the whole One Rangers Way experience and what it's all about, and fun little Q&A with those guys. They're good people, and look, I mean, if I was a single guy, if I was a single dude, there's no place I would stop looking everywhere, and I would go and lease an apartment from this place.
Oh my God! And look, when I heard the pricing. And they'll talk about that. You're going to watch this little segment in a second. But when I heard the pricing, I was like, holy crap. I didn't think there would be anything affordable because I know the real estate market with what I do.
Yeah.
But they've got stuff for every price range. Single people especially, you can afford ththese apartments. And I'm telling you, 43,000 square feet of amenities.
Yeah, and it might be a par 5 from Globe Life Field. It might even be a par 4. And
it's a par 4. There's no way it's a par 5.
And then AT&T is a par 5. How about that?
At least a par 5.
It's just right there. You got restaurants that are popping up around there. There's a Starbucks right next to it. So, this is becoming a place, a destination place. And anyway, we'll get into the video now. It's a good time.
Okay, guys, the guest segment's brought to you by the Round Rock Express. Jeff, what's going on in Round Rock?
Well, they're finishing up a homestand against Tacoma. Today's the 14th. If you get out there tonight, it's the Spike Plush giveaway. Tomorrow, Saturday the 15th, is a big one. Corey Seager World Series replica green giveaway to the first 2,000 fans. Father's Day is Sunday, and Christopher McDonald, who we all know as Shooter McGavin, he will be at Dell Diamond. Then they go on the road for a week to Sacramento, and then they come home the week of the 24th. And that week, 2 big giveaways. On the 28th, Round Rock Donuts jersey giveaway. And then on the 29th, the Nolan Ryan Hall of Fame 25th anniversary bobblehead giveaway. For more information, go to milb.com/round-rock.
Hey, everybody, it's John Moore and Jeff Wilson from Rangers Today and the Rangers Today podcast. And we're here with our new partners for the podcast, One Rangers Way. And with us, we got 2 stars of One Rangers Way. We've got Nicole Saunter and we've got Scott Seeley. Nicole, what do you do for One Rangers Way?
I am Director of Residential Marketing for Cordish Living.
What do you do, Scott?
I'm the Senior Manager of Leasing and Development for Cordish Living and the One Rangers Way project.
And if you don't know what this is, Jeff, explain. This is...
Yeah, well, they had the big topping off ceremony Monday. Saw you, Nicole, and it was a pretty cool deal. Dignitaries, former Rangers, all kinds of stuff going on.
Fireworks.
There are a lot of fireworks. I was surprised by the volume of fireworks. But I thought the thing that stuck out to me the most, Mayor Ross said it was, Arlington's motto is live, work, play. You guys are putting the live in that motto.
We are so excited to be bringing the live to the Arlington Entertainment District. I mean, this is going to be the only property where you can step outside your front door and be within walking distance of 3 iconic stadiums.
You're not kidding. I drove over there where they're building it. And I'm not kidding. Kathy and I had looked at buying a place over here one time just to be able to come to games and be close. This is right there.
Right on top of everything you could possibly want or need.
By the way, we're in Choctaw Stadium, y'all, up here where their offices are. But I mean, it's going to be right there next to everything.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There was a need, I guess. I mean, people wanted to live here. What kind of families or people have shown interest so far?
So we have been seeing an incredible amount of interest, particularly in the Arlington market. There's nothing else like this out there in Arlington right now. This is something that you would have to go to Dallas to see something that offers the amount of amenities that we have here. But we're also seeing Rangers fans from across the country express interest in having a place at One Rangers Way as their second home.
Man, second home, nice. You said the amenities, and I was listening to you rattle them off the other day, and it sounds like this is, you're not messing around. This is luxury VIP style stuff.
Oh, I mean, 43,000 square feet of amenities. Scott, I know you talk a lot about this in your tours.
Yeah, we are going to set a new standard for amenity-rich living in Arlington as well as the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I mean, that 43,000 square feet is going to be just stunning. Outdoor year-round pool, hot tub with swim-up bar, 2 resident-only exclusive club rooms with bar service every week, indoor and outdoor entertainment and grilling kitchen area, Zen garden courtyard, as well as a 24/7 fitness center, work from home spaces, and it doesn't end there. It is going to be unbelievable when this property opens here.
So what's the deal with the pets? That's the thing that stuck out to me, was that you guys are like pet friendly, dogs of any size, any breed, and you're going to pamper them.
That's it. Well, you got it right there. So you're hired to help us lease.
All right.
We love our fur babies at Cordish Living. At all of our properties, we say no breed or weight restrictions because love knows no size. But we will offer a paw spa. We have access to pet-friendly Richard Green Linear Park, so you can take your pup out, take him for a walk. And then, of course, we'll have resident events that will cater to our fur residents as well.
And that's 3 miles? Of
3 miles of walking trails
stuff.
So, and even if you don't have a dog to walk, you can bike, you can jog, and you can even just take in the scenery around. I see quite a bit of wildlife out there too.
And Scott, you'd mentioned the bar and the pool. These are exclusive, right? I mean, this isn't bums like John and I can't just walk in.
You have to live in this property. These are resident exclusive and guests only. We'll have a 24/7 desk team as well to help out control access for the community, as well as any assistance needed for our residents from a day-to-day experience. But you are correct. These are resident exclusive only bars for our community.
It's okay. We're Rangers today. We will find someone that lives here.
That's right.
And we will become their friend, and we will hang out with those amenities.
Well, you've already got a friend in us right now.
All right. Perfect.
We'll have to have you back once the building opens.
Definitely.
We can do another episode.
So, there's 52 floor plans. Is that?
I think
That's
53.
a big number. 53.
Yeah.
But they're
shortest one.
But they're like named after Rangers.
Named after Rangers greats, named after the ballpark experience.
Yeah.
And of course, throughout all of the artwork that we have in the building pays homage to the Rangers and also to the great state of Texas.
Yeah, we even have a floor plan named after the fans, the lifeblood and heartbeat of this organization and of the community here. And so, paying homage to them and this success that they've allowed the Rangers to bring to the community here.
All right, so what do people need to do to check out One Rangers Way and the studio, the model that just opened over at Texas Live? Leasing begins in January.
We're leasing right
now, but
we've been pre-leasing since actually last July.
Oh, man.
And again, the amount of interest that we've seen is incredible. So most people find us first on our website, onerangersway.com. We always invite people to check us out on Instagram at One Rangers Way. Online, you can schedule a tour, and you can also pop by almost anytime here in Choctaw to visit Scott, who offices out of our leasing showroom here.
And one other thing that you had mentioned, it's a wide price range. It seems like you're not just catering to a certain class of people. It seems like anybody
This is affordable with what y'all have told me.
can handle
Yeah.
the monthly deal.
Say someone's single. Yeah. Tell us about it. Tell us
Yeah,
about the
so
pricing.
I mean, part of the thought process behind the 52, 53 floor plans was giving something for everyone. So we have studios, around 450 square feet, starting in that $1,500 price point. We'll have one bedroom starting just under $1,900. We offer one bed dens for all your kind of expanded needs. 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, starting just over $2,700. And then we have our penthouse collection. So beautiful 1 bed, 2 bathroom plus den. Starting right around $4,000 and up to, just under $5,000 for our stunning 2-bed, 2.5 bath penthouse, unprecedented AT&T views, Medal of Honor views, guaranteed floor to ceiling windows, double balconies, everything you could ever imagine. And
Kathy would love it.
That's the friends I want to meet.
I mean, they're about to be empty nesters over there. So
maybe we are getting close. Maybe we have to consider this.
Well, and as Scott said, we offer a variety of floor plans. So we're seeing everyone from students to young professionals to avid sports fans to families who are reserving their homes already with us.
This one thing I want to know: how many units are they building? That's a big building. How many are y'all going to have?
Yeah, so we'll have 299 luxury apartments in the community.
299.
299.
Couldn't find room for 300.
Yeah, guys,
that penthouse pretty big.
It is. Yeah.
This is no joke. 299 units of luxury living right here. That's only 299 units. I mean, you better get on this now.
They're going quickly.
And
Yeah,
less than that actually right now.
So that's what my question was. I'm sorry, I blurb there in a minute. But that's my question was, how many units are there going to be? I'm seeing a lot going on over there. 300 basically units that are going to be there.
Yeah.
Wow. Jump on it, guys.
I'm telling you, if I was a player, I'd want to live.
The single guys especially, or just you and your wife?
Yes.
You kidding me? Come over there.
The guys that, most of them live out of state.
Right.
Like, so, and the ones that don't have kids, like Evan Carter lived in the hotel last year after he got called.
Yeah.
Well, heck, what if these had been open? He might have a permanent
Yeah,
residence.
absolutely.
The perfect space for him.
I mean, absolutely.
We would love to host any player that we possibly could. But I've also heard that there's been a lot of Rangers babies lately.
Oh my God.
And so as a family gal, I think about if I am a spouse and I have a young baby, I want to go see my spouse play.
Right.
But then I want to get out of there before the 7th inning and I want to see that baby.
You know it.
And this is just so close.
No, last year I think they had 9 babies
In the World Series year.
during the World Series year. So it was like their best years of their lives. They win the World Series. They start their families. I think a lot of them were first time parents, like Dane Dunning, who his son's name is Mac, and he just adores him. And I'm sure they all adore their kids, but it's a fun time to be a Rangers fan. And there's so much more that goes into the team besides just these are robots out on the field. They're family people.
Yep.
They are guys that are starting out in life. Evan Carter's 21. He's already married. You have guys who are 38, 39 who have 4 kids like Max Scherzer and David Robertson. So that's the special element about the team. And Chris Young designed it this way. He wants good people.
Yep.
And Rangers players are great people, and their fans are great people, and now they have a great place to live.
Yep.
That's what we want.
All right.
And if
That's
you're a
great
Cowboy
people.
fan, you're close enough to walk to Cowboy games.
Sure.
I mean, this is right
Absolutely.
here.
And we're 15 minutes away from DFW as well. So you think about the busy traveling professional. You can pop on out there, pop back, and you have anything you need, a variety of dining options. And I did visit the Lowe's Spa last time I was here.
Nice.
I could walk to get my nails done and get my massage, and I'm all about that.
You heard that, Kathy. You could get your nails done over here, too.
What else?
Yeah.
It sounds like we're moving you in.
Yeah. I think we got one of the 299 gone right now.
So,
All right, guys. Well, look, we really appreciate the partnership. It was a pleasure working with you on getting it all arranged. We're excited about this. And I mean, people should just be thrilled about the opportunities that they could have to live here. So, Nicole, Scott, just want to tell you thanks for everything, and
Thank you.
welcome to the show. And we're looking forward to doing some more of these down the road.
We're so excited. Thank you so much for having us, and pleasure to meet you, John.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Kathy, we'll see you soon.
enjoy.
All right, guys. We'll be back right after this.
guys, and joining us right now from Seattle, where the Rangers are going to be taking on the Seattle Mariners tonight for an important series, it's Texas Ranger third base coach Tony Beasley, who's pinch hitting for us today. Bees, what's going on, man?
All good. I mean, just got some rest this morning, and we didn't get in till like 3 something. And so now here we are in Seattle, ready for the night game. But it is gorgeous here right now. Beautiful weather.
It looks partly cloudy, which is an improvement for Seattle.
It is partly cloudy. It is. And I'm sure tonight it'll be more Seattle-ish, cold.
You'll be wanting that sweatshirt in the third base box.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, good. I mean, you guys got in late, but shoot, it was worth it. Good, 2 good wins there to finish off that series.
Yeah, it was that was really huge for us. I mean, to go to LA and get two out of 3 from the Dodgers, who was obviously everyone knows is a really really good ball club, and they are playing well. And we haven't really hit our stride, but to go there and get 2 out of 3, but we pitched outstanding those last 2 days, and we were able to get hits to fall, and just to get us just enough runs, and we held on. So it was a good series. We made some good plays defensively as well. So pitching and defense was probably the key.
Yeah. Boach said last night, good things happen when you put the ball in play.
That's right.
I mean, you guys scored your runs on a ground out and then 2 bloopers.
Yeah, two sandwiches.
Yeah. That's what they were. But shoot, I mean, you guys can't be beggars can't be choosers here. So
Absolutely.
I mean, you'll take it any way you can. Are you seeing the offense show signs of picking things up?
It's tough. I just think we have a lot of guys that are just guys that really being hard on themselves and trying to do too much. I mean, our guys know they're underperforming. I'm not talking about Langford and when Carter was here, the younger guy. I'm talking about the guys, Adolis and guys like that. They know that they're better than they performed, and I think it's eating at them a little bit. So just want to try to get them in a good headspace, and so they just don't lose their swag. I think you got to get that swagger back and that belief that we are a force as an offensive unit, and it's going to start there. And maybe a night like last night kickstarts something like that, because a lot of times you got to get a bloop hit or something first, to just get you some feel good. And Adolis last night, it's good to see him, to find the hole in the 6 hole, and then to get the little flare to center field to get 2 hits. And maybe that's enough to get him feeling great about himself, and can just carry on into tonight and into this series. But guys like him and Nate and Jonah Heim and Tavares kind of need those guys to play like we know they're capable of playing. And I think once that comes, we'll be all right. But we're getting to the point where we kind of need it to happen sooner than later.
Yeah. Corey Seager, we know he's been injured. He's been in. He's been out. Obviously, your best player.
No doubt.
You want him, but you don't want him to get hurt any worse. How?
Yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be tricky for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Boch and Lucky with the training staff, they in straight communication about how to deal with Corey's situation, and obviously Corey wants to play, and he's going to play whenever he can. I mean, I was surprised that he played that second game in LA. I didn't think he was going to be ready to play that game, but he played and hit the big 3-run homer for us, and so I mean yesterday he wasn't available to play, so. But we were able to do it without him. So I'm not sure what his status is for tonight as of yet. I think they're still checking in on all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good when he's in the lineup, because that's a dangerous bat, and especially it's tough for us to do it without him right now. So whenever I see him coming up, I feel like something good is going to happen. So hopefully he can just get healthy, and so we can have him for the long haul.
Did you think Josh Young would be missed this much? It just seems like that's a
Yeah.
especially against left-handers. I mean, it just seems like
Yeah.
that's a big one.
I just think it's just the guys that are not performing right now. I mean, we didn't anticipate that. You didn't anticipate guys not to perform. I mean, if obviously you're going to miss Josh Young whenever he's not playing because he lengthens out your lineup. He's a threat in the middle of your lineup. He can hit for slug and OPS and change the scoreboard for you in a heartbeat. But like I said, if the other guys that are playing up to their abilities and doing what we expect them to do, then we probably wouldn't be that urgent about missing Josh. I mean, I think we'd be able to be like we've always said, next man up and just the next guy step up and do the job. Last year when Siegs was out for an extended period, Duran stepped in and was unbelievable. And
Right.
we haven't had that type of thing happen. Granted, Josh Smith has been incredible. Josh Smith has done incredible, outstanding job, and in Josh Young's absence.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be good to get Josh back, just to get another bat in the lineup and add some length to the lineup, and somebody that hopefully he can just jump back and get in his stride. But it's hard to put it all on one player. That's not
Right.
how we operate. Our lineup is a lineup that when we're good, we're passing the baton, we're wearing pitchers down, we're taking our walks, and we're slugging when guys on base, and those are things we just haven't done this year, and hopefully we can just get back to that as a unit, playing with that. I just feel like that confidence and that swagger that we need to represent who we really are.
Yeah, similar to Zeke last year. There's no way you guys can take Josh Young out of the lineup when
Josh Smith, you mean.
Josh Smith out of the
Josh
lineup
Smith.
and Josh Young is back. I mean, there's just no way you can do it.
Yeah, that's a good problem though, But
Yeah.
I'm sure Boach will learn how to. He'll finagle that just fine. He'll know how to work that in, and yeah, I don't. It's gonna be hard to take him out of the lineup. But the thing is, he's very versatile. He's really
Yeah.
versatile, so
He
he
could
can
play
go
anywhere
anywhere.
in the infield and give guys just he could let Seager or Simeon take a DH spot one night and get off their legs. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
he
don't.
plays it
Yeah,
all. He's good defensively.
Simeon probably don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not endorsing that. He might hear this, but he
I
can
got,
go but Josh can go anywhere in the outfield as well and play.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he
just
is.
so versatile. So I think you can find a spot for his bat and plug him in. Whether it's DH, wherever it's at, you could
So
you'll find a
so he's
spot.
not pushing Seager out to left field.
Nah, it didn't happen. Nobody's pushing him.
I'm not sure Marcus listens to every episode, so I think you're okay.
Okay,
He
all right.
did a show with Mookie Betts earlier this week, so
I
we,
heard
we
about
have we have hope. We have hope that we're next. We're just a peg below Mookie, I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, you guys are in Seattle. They're in first place. You got more than 90 games left. But is this a big series?
Yeah, it's a big series. I mean, that's a really good team. Seattle's got a really, really good team. They have really, really good pitching. I mean, in my opinion, they have some of the best, one of the most complete pitching staffs in all of baseball. I mean, every night you're going to get a tough starter that's going to attack the zone and come after you with aggression, and we have to match that. And so I feel like we've been pitching really well also, and pitching's been keeping us in ball games. So we just got to try to find a way to get game one and then just go from there. One day at a time mentality. Obviously, we'd love to win the series. Obviously, we'd love to sweep. But we know that we've got to just find a way to win the day, and that's just where we're at right now. And it's going to be a tough series, but it's going to be a good series. And I feel good about we at least coming in here winning 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. So I think that gives us a little momentum and a little more confidence of what we're capable of doing right now. Because we know we're not clicking on all cylinders, but we went and beat LA without clicking on all cylinders, and
Sure.
we should be able to do the same thing here.
Yeah, as a coaching staff, you guys are doing your work. We see it every day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you frustrated? Are you staying patient? What is it that
you've got to stay the course. I mean, obviously, no one wants to lose. We love to win. And we have expectations, but at the same time, you've got to stay the course. As a staff, we have to continue to work and have belief in our players and what we're doing, and prepare ourselves on a daily basis to go out and to exploit things that the other teams are giving us, and give us the opportunity to win a ball game. I mean, that's just the way it is. And we have to support the group that we have and get the most out of that group. And it's up to us to find ways to challenge them and enlighten them on any adjustments or things that we think need to take place. That's what all comes with being a coach. But for us to be frustrated and upset, and I don't think that gets us anywhere. We're about finding solutions and not identifying problems. The problems are always obvious, and so we have to find ways to combat those.
Okay. Through the miracle of social media, in the last hour since you agreed to come on with us, we have acquired some questions from fans.
Oh,
just a couple.
Just a few, but we want to make sure that the way you interact with fans and like the fans, I figured we got to.
Yeah, well, your Twitter does that too. And by the way, I know that Beasley's pinch hitting here, and we made a joke about it, but Tony can confirm this. It was about a week. Last time y'all were in town, Tony and I were talking outside the dugout. He always comes up and gives us all a hug before the game. I said, "Hey, we're getting you back on. We need to get you back on." And he was, of course, like, "Yeah, absolutely." So you were already in the plans, but we moved you up because you're a good pinch hitter anyway. So we got you in
I
there.
appreciate
All right.
it.
I got a text from this guy because he's a friend and he
Okay.
knows you.
Okay.
He said, "Don't use my name because he knows you. Let's just say you help his son take some batting practice, and
Okay.
maybe you know his mom too. I don't know."
Oh well.
Right there, he said, "Bees, your connection with players appears to be unmatched by many of your peers." He said, "Why is it so important to you being somewhat father figure to these dudes?"
Well, I mean, first of all, they're just young men, and I know a lot of times you, as a fan, you look at them as they're just like there's mature, just seasoned vets that should never have any feelings whatsoever. But they're not robotic. They're not AIs. These guys are humans, and the game of baseball is a game where you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail miserably. It's just the nature of the game. And so I always think about just trying to allow guys to mentally not lose themselves and lose their identity, because the game of baseball, they're defined by their performance a lot. And if you're an offensive player, if you're a batter, you're gonna fail 70% of the times if you're great.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
you're gonna constantly have to learn how to embrace failure and not let that define you and just deflate you. And so I'm always just trying to uplift and encourage and build guys up and not tear them down. So I just think it's important that we value people over products. This is a game that we play. These guys are unbelievably gifted and talented, and I think that the way you tap into that is making sure that they're in a good headspace. When they're not in a good headspace, it's hard to coach them
Yeah,
because they're so frustrated, and their belief system and what they're trying to do and not having success at it wears on them. So you're trying to help them to maintain that sense of, I'm a good ball player, I'm incredibly talented and gifted, and this is a game. Ultimately, it's a game. I mean, we enjoy it. I mean, there's a lot at stake, but when it all boils down to it, it's a game, and you have to enjoy it.
yep,
So I just feel like you got to connect with players on a different level than just instruction and why didn't you do this, or why. I mean, these
sure.
guys are married. Most of them, they have families.
Mhm.
So you got to tap into their why. Why do you play, and try to help motivate them on a daily basis.
Well, you do a great job of that. We see it personally out there,
Thank you.
the way the players react to you and how they do that. So this is Steve Solomon. He said he's on Twitter. He said, "How has Wyatt Langford looked to you since returning from the IL, and how close is he to unlocking that power potential?"
Well, I think since we got him back, excuse me, I feel like he's been a little more aggressive at the plate, and I think he's swung the bat better since he's come back from his injury, and it seems like he's a little more relaxed now than he was in the beginning. it's a lot on that kid. I mean,
Oh my
last
gosh.
year he's
Yeah.
playing college baseball at this time,
Right.
and so it's tough to put all the weight on his shoulders. But just try to want Lyon to just have fun and just be Wyatt Langford and just trust his ability to play the game of baseball and not overthink it. I mean, there's a lot when you're up here with. There's more information. There's more game plan stuff. You're challenged to think in a different light, and so he's adjusting to all that, and I think he's doing a great job. We got to keep an open mind as far as knowing that he still needs development time. He needs to understand how to make adjustments. He's probably never failed in his life. He's been successful because he's been above and beyond the competition, and now he's playing where the competition
The
is
best.
is
Yep.
right, and so you're gonna have to adjust to that, and he's gonna have to learn how to shine amongst the stars, and I think he'll do just fine. But we just got to make sure that him, like the other guys, just keep his confidence level up and just believe that he can play this game of baseball. Which I think since he's come back, he's starting to hit his stride a little bit. I kind of anticipate him taking off a little bit within the next week or so.
Yeah, people can't understand how much you're asking of this kid. He is literally started his very first at bat was opening day
Yeah.
of this year, and he had only played a month in the minor leagues last year.
161 at bats. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
good Lord. And so when he struggles against the best pitching in the world,
yeah.
I mean, it's okay. You can give him a little break there and let him figure it out. Because he does not, you know what, though, Tony? He doesn't look lost. He doesn't look overmatched. He
Yeah.
doesn't look lost at the plate. He just looks like he's got to get adjusted here. That's all it is.
That's
All
right.
right, now,
He's such a good kid. He has a good demeanor. He works his butt off, and
he does.
he knows that he has a lot of talent, and he's going to be great. And we just gotta continue to help him and develop him, and just let him know that we trust and believe in him.
All right, this last one, I'm going to get you this one last one. This was from Teresa Musgrove Judd. And this is one a lot of people like about Tony Beasley. Has Tony always had such a great singing voice? And where did he learn to sing? And how long have you been singing? Because if you don't know, he'll sing the national anthem for you. And boy, I'm tell you what, he carries a tune. He does not. He doesn't miss a note.
Well, I first of all thank you for that. But actually, I started singing really young. I started in my church choir, and probably when I was around 12, 13. There was a mass choir, and there was this lady named Miss Davis. She was an older lady, and she used to do Paramount music you know, for the movies and stuff, and out in Hollywood. But she was retired with that, and she came back home to Virginia, and she was actually one of the choir directors. And she just, I don't know, I was a young kid just singing in the background, and
Yeah.
I guess she heard my voice, and she started calling me Mockingbird, and she made me sing. Yeah, yeah. It was a mass choir, and we used to travel around and do some singing and do concerts. And so she asked me to sing a song, to lead a song, do the lead vocal. I was scared to death, man. I was a
Sure.
young kid, and everyone else on the choir was, they were adults, and so she just put me out there and just coached me through it, and gave me the confidence to get in front of a group of people and sing, and I don't know. I mean, she'd sit there and yell at me while I was doing it. She'd sing, Mockingbird, sing. And so I'll never forget it. It was her and this other lady named Joyce, and they just kind of coached me through it and just held me accountable to doing certain things vocally. And I don't know. I just fell in love with singing, and then I was able to, like, as I was getting older, like in my teenage years, I used to listen to different R&B singers and just mimic their voices. And so I
Yeah.
would try to be Luther Vandross, sing, Michael Jackson songs, but in their voices, and
Yeah.
I do that all the time. So I don't know. I've been singing a long time, and it's something that I really love to do. I still sing on the off season a lot in my church, and I don't know. I enjoy singing, so I don't want to lose this thing.
I tell you what, and as somebody who has sang before, I mean, I'm okay. I'm not anything like you. My wife and
Mhm.
I sang in our church choir, did some things a while back. I just got busy with kids and everything, and you have to keep your voice the way yours is now. I know it now. If I ever try to sing again, you have to keep your voice warm.
Yeah.
So
You do,
singing in
yes.
your church choir or singing in the shower, doing whatever, those guys that sing professionally, I promise you, they're humming all the time. They're doing things to keep the voice trained, because I can go out and try to belt out a song, and afterwards I'm going to have the gravel there, and I'm going to be going after one song.
Yeah.
But it takes I don't sing anything like you do. So, but I know what you mean. You have to sing in the off season, or you got to keep it going.
So in
Absolutely.
2015, it was the first year you were on staff.
Yeah.
And it was our second Do It for Durit event.
That's right. I remember that.
And it was an 80s night, and
Yeah.
you dressed up full blown Michael Jackson and came out and sang. I think we were singing "We Are the World."
Yeah,
But
we sung some of that. Yeah, we sung
You
"We Are
blew
the
the
World."
roof
Yeah.
off, man. I'll never forget
exactly.
that.
Oh, every time he sings, he blows the
You're
roof
right about
off,
that.
man.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, yeah.
I had a little lead vocal part in that. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, you'd known us for 3 months, and you're out there doing it. It was awesome.
Oh, great. You got anything else for him?
No, let's get him out of there. It looks like the clouds are starting to gather
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Tony. We gotta get
it
you in
is
out of
getting
the
a little
cold.
cloudy. It's just prepping itself for the cold night.
That's right. Wind always blows in.
Yes.
Always blows in at that place, and it's cold.
Absolutely.
Hey, Tony, thank you so much. Listen, Monday night, you'll be back here. We'll come out and see you. We're going to be there Monday, so we'll get our hug that we always get. It'll be great to see you. And now, remind me, are you Papa? Are you Pop, the new grandbaby?
Papa.
Papa. All right.
Papa, yeah.
It's
Papa, yeah.
Papa. Yeah.
Yeah, and she hasn't really got the second part of it done. So right now I'm Pop. I'm Pop.
That works. That works.
Yeah,
It's all right.
she's working on it.
And she can't do anything wrong, can she?
No, not at all. Not at all. She's got me
I've
wrapped
heard-
all around her fingers.
Well, my saying, I said this to Bochi one day too. I said, all my friends that are grandparents, because I'm old enough to be one now. I've got kids old enough, but I'm not one yet. They all say, if I'd have known being a grandparent was this much fun, I'd have done that first.
It's definitely a lot of fun. Ain't no doubt about it. So
All right, Beast, get out to it. Good luck tonight and good luck this weekend.
thank you guys. Appreciate
All
y'all.
right.
Y'all have a
We'll see
blessed
you.
day.
That's Tony Beasley. We're going to go down in the bus league, guys, right after this. Down in the Bus Leagues is brought to you by the Frisco Rough Riders. Jeff, what's going on out at Frisco?
Well, they're finishing up a homestand this weekend against the Sod Poodles. Again, a Sod Poodle is a prairie dog. So anyway, tonight, the 14th, Fireworks Friday, and then NASCAR night with Texas Motor Speedway. 15th is Tuts night, which again is the van from the Dumb and Dumber. It's also Bark in the Park, fittingly. And then Sunday, Father's Day, Evan Carter Kids Jersey Giveaway. Frisco will be playing as the Dallas Black Giants, and there will be fireworks. Then they return home on the 27th of June against Corpus Christi, the hated Astros affiliate, with another good weekend. So for more information, go to milb.com/Frisco.
A lot of fun. We're going to go down in the bus leagues right now, brought to you by Frisco, like we just said. Let's start out, guys. We're going to go top and bottom. I know I read it. If any of you have listened to the other show, the minor league show, we're one day more. So we're going to do one more and add to it. We're going to start at the top of the minor league system, the Round Rock Express, who, by the way, still can't thank them enough for taking care of us a couple weeks. It was a great time with the wives down there. They just really first-class organization. They're Round Rock's 33-32, 4-6 in their last 10. They've been scuttling a little bit. They lost last night, but give them a little break. They've got, Derek Hill did not accept the assignment. He's not back there. They're losing bats that are up in the big leagues right now. Davis Wenzel's up there and stuff like that. This is the place where there's buses going back and forth from the big leagues, and but they're good team, very good team, but they're a little bit of a lull right now.
Well, they lost 3-0 last night, so it wasn't like they got knocked all over the yard. But Johnny Cueto started; he was a little bit better this time than he was his last start. 3 runs in 5 innings. I just, I know a lot of us were kind of excited about the possibility, but with everybody who's getting healthy and I don't.
He's pitching for a job
I don't
somewhere
see
else.
it. He has an out in his deal today, I believe, and if not today, or I think he has 2 outs. He has another one at the end of the month. But Garrison Garabito relieved him and was fantastic. 2 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, 4 innings. So again, this is the first wave of reinforcements. From now until the trade deadline, these are the guys that you need to know, and and you know them all. We talk about them all the time, and they're all good guys. Dustin Harris has picked it up, so good for Dustin Harris. He's on the
pitched
40.
2 nights ago and didn't do bad.
Jack Leiter pitched Wednesday, gave up 1 earned run in 5 1/3 innings, walked too many guys, but I still, if the automated ball strikes, I still am leery of walk totals from AAA. But anyway, yeah. But Dustin Harris, he's playing a lot of center field, and which is now open with Derek Hill, and Derek Hill, minor league veteran, 2,600 minor league at bats. And he's a good player. It probably makes a lot of sense for him to go to free agency. He's going to end up signing a minor league deal, though. No one's going to put him on a big league deal
unless there's an injury.
But and really a little surprising that he took free agency, because with the uncertainty with Evan Carter's back, and it's not like Leo Taveras is killing the ball. There might have been an opportunity there, but hey, wish him luck. Super nice guy.
Great guy.
Look forward to him landing somewhere and doing well. So
and you hope he does. Look, he helped this team out and did what his job was. Took the minor league deal, played well enough to get promoted, did a good job when he was in the big leagues when he played.
Yeah.
Then that's the guy that gets the DFA when a roster spot opens up.
And he knows that. It's not like it's something totally new to him. He knows
he wasn't trashing a locker on his way out.
He knows who he is.
Yeah.
He knows that he can.
He also knows the reason he took free agency. His agents probably already talked to some teams where there's some opportunities. And he didn't like free agency without. I bet he does know there's something out there.
Yeah,
and and like you said, it's probably not a big league deal, but there's a team saying, "Hey, we may be dealing with this. Come over here. There might be an opportunity." So you'll see him. He is going somewhere, and the Rangers, if not, Rangers will take him right back in Round Rock.
Oh yeah,
they'd take him today if he'd go back to Round Rock.
Yeah, and maybe he just negotiates a better minor league deal.
Sure,
that's possible too.
That may be it too. We get the Rangers to pay a little more for the minor league deal. Okay, Frisco, hottest team once again. They won again.
Yeah, they're
40-20. They're the best team in all of Rangers organization right now, including the big leagues. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They have won 4 in a row. Bonifay loves this team too. He's been out to see him a few times. Going to hit him again. I guess they're going to be out in Midland. He talked about going out to see him out there. This team's pitching is what's really done well for them. They've got a few bats that are doing good. They don't have the power guy. Like Frisco always seems to have a guy that hits 20, 25 home runs, something like that. I don't know if they got that guy this year, but boy, they got some guys that are playing.
Yeah, and like Josh mentioned on our minor league show, Josh Hatcher is doing well. We brought up Liam Hicks, Cody Freeman, who has done a lot offensively, had a big hit yesterday. They didn't have anything through 5 innings, and they were getting twisted up, and they stuck with it though. They know how to win, and that's what a team needs. And
winning team.
They're just doing real well, and they're gonna be a playoff team. The Texas League, they do it first half, second half. They're cruising to the first half title, and their magic numbers down to like 5 or 6, and so they will be in the postseason later this year, and it's a cool deal, and who knows what the roster is going to look like at that time with promotions and everything. But the Round Rock Express are headed to the play, or well, not the Round Rock Express, the Frisco Rough Riders are headed to the playoffs.
Yep, they are. Now let's go down to Hickory. That's your high A affiliate. They're 26-34. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They have been playing better. They've lost the last couple of games, but they've had some players. Yesterday I kind of half-heartedly said I didn't see Walcott on the roster. It's because they've got him listed as the DH. They don't have, you always go down, you go to rosters and you look at a player to see what's going on. I always look like Cam Cauley, who's at 260 now, and he's got 5 home runs, who's really picked it up because he had a really slow start. Walcott wasn't listed along the infielders, but he was listed as the DH.
Yeah.
He also hitting over 200. He's got 5 home runs. This is a kid, and Bonifay brought this up yesterday, which was amazing. This is a guy that if he lived in the United States would have probably just finished playing in a state playoff somewhere.
Yeah, just
high school
senior. He just graduated from high school.
Just graduated from high school. He would have just played in his senior year of high school baseball. It's amazing. He's against high A pitching, playing in that league, and I don't care what you are. High A pitching's better than SEC pitching. Let's be honest. It is.
Yeah, there's no question.
It's not even a question about it.
There are SEC guys who are in this in this league and
facing pitching they've never faced before.
and so it's not a contest. So Josh Bonifay also mentioned don't give up on Mitch Bratt. Well, Mitch Bratt went out and tossed 5 scoreless innings yesterday. So
that's the second time we've heard that though.
Yeah.
About Mitch Bratt, who's just what it was Mitch Bratt isn't putting up those eye-popping numbers. And what I asked Josh yesterday, go listen to it. It was really interesting to hear. And Josh said, I said, pick a couple names nobody's talking about. Yeah. I equated it to pick your favorite child, which is hard to do because he's got 20 guys that he just loves.
Sure.
And he brought up, of course, Ozuna, the hitter who has done well at every level. He's got 7 home runs this year. Marcell Ozuna, is that what his
Alejandro.
name? Alejandro.
Marcell Ozuna plays for the Braves.
Okay. Anyway, so but he brought up Mitch Bratt, and the reason is Mitch Bratt's numbers aren't eye-popping, but this is the second time we've heard that guys don't look at the numbers. He's doing well.
Yeah,
that's what they said. He's doing well.
Yeah.
So it had not, and I've said that over and over again. You cannot look at minor league numbers and try to equate. Maybe on a bat for sure, but on a pitcher. There's so many times that a base hit in high A, low A, and even double A is not a base hit in the big leagues. It's a ground ball that someone doesn't get to.
Yeah.
Something like that, and it becomes a base hit. They're not looking at that. They're looking at exit velocity off his bat.
Yeah.
They're looking at stuff like that. Look at the 2 hits last night for the star of the game didn't come off the bat more than for the Rangers.
Yeah.
Langford. They didn't come off the bat at more than about 80 miles an hour, I don't think.
Crazy.
Those little bloops he had. But hey,
I think one was 66 and one was 58.
I mean, it was great. And he was laughing at it, too. Yeah. But anybody else we got there?
No. The one thing about Alejandro Ozuna, Josh mentions the bloodlines as his hit. He comes from, he's related to a couple former big league pitchers, Antonio Ozuna, and then Roberto Ozuna, who was a good young closer. He was accused and I believe charged and maybe convicted with domestic abuse and when he was with the Blue Jays, and then the Astros showing their character at the time traded for him and said, we'll have zero tolerance and we'll do all this blah blah blah. But you're not going to see guys like Roberto Ozuna on the Rangers roster, at least not with Chris Young. But the thing that Josh said about Alejandro is he's a leader. A savvy guy. I would expect that he won't be at Hickory for long. So I think he's ready for probably another level at some point here.
Okay, so let's go down to the lower level. That's down east. Probably the second hottest team in all of Rangers baseball. They're 33-26, 6-4 in their last 10. They've won 3 in a row. They are a team that started off slow and has really picked it up. But I call them the babies. That's the guys. They're playing their first full season of pro baseball, and that's down east.
Yeah, and this is pitching central. These guys are so good on the mound, and you can just find the guy, and his ERA is under 3, and it's just crazy. Cole Drake pitched last night. Alejandro Rosario, our buddy, is coming up soon, and Jose Gonzalez, who's got a 1.16 ERA after 38 innings. Just solid stuff from these guys, and those 3 guys, Drake, Rosario, Gonzalez especially, are attacking the strike zone and pitching to their strengths, as Josh Bonifay said, as Alejandro said on our last minor league show. So that's good. These guys are executing, and Drake and Rosario are old enough that soon they will be getting a promotion. I just don't see them not doing it unless in Alejandro's case it's his first season, and maybe they want to watch his pitch count. But it seems like these guys are ready for a new challenge.
Okay, so we go down to the Arizona Complex League.
Yeah. Again, they're playing pretty well. And it's like I said on the show yesterday. Pedro Guerrero, who is Vladimir Jr.'s brother and Vladimir Sr.'s son, obviously,
and he's playing over here in the States.
He's in Arizona, and his power has started to come on. His slugging percentage is around 500. Yeremy Cabrera, who was the minor league player of the month for May for the Rangers, he's probably their best hitter, best player right now. But there's some others down there, Braylon Morrell, who are doing nice things, and you never know if these guys they're so young. We're talking 17 and 18-year-olds,
right?
For the most part, there are some college players who have been drafted recently or coming off of injuries. It's also where you'll see some guys rehab.
Maybe they're changing something with them.
Yeah. I think Brock Porter is likely to be a guy who you'll see pitching there here shortly, and then moving on once he's shown that his stuff is all straightened out. So
right.
It's an interesting time, to watch these guys and to get to know them, because if you didn't get to know them last year, when they were in the Dominican or somewhere else, one other name who he is not young. He's 22. His name is Adonis Villavicencio. He is a guy who has been in another who has been with the Rangers, not another organization. He was in the DSL for a while. He was the Rangers reliever of the month for May. He finally gave up a run. He hadn't given up a run in his first, 15 or 16 innings. He now has a 0.98 ERA. But again, this might be a case of age conquering the kids who are down there. But I don't know, just an interesting name. You never know what you're going to see. Like DJ Peters, the former position player.
Yeah, he's playing. He's moved over to be a.
He has pitched some there, so I think he's moved up. But still, it's interesting. What you never know what you're going to see.
Well, and I say this too. If you think about it, I think about myself when I was growing up. There was a vast difference between the maturity of my body when I was 25 compared to when I was 17.
Oh, yeah.
So all of a sudden, your body just kind of grows into itself. And maybe that fastball, when you saw something there that was throwing 84 miles an hour, now he's throwing 97 miles an hour because everything's come up. Now it's harnessing that rocket on his right arm or left arm and doing something with it. So I don't look at age. If you're 24 playing in the ACL and a pro team has got you there, there's something they're looking at.
Yeah, no doubt.
They don't just fill rosters with guys like that. They've got you there for a reason. There's too many free agents out there that they can take a chance on. They're seeing something that that they're trying to. And and
it may just be a $10,000 contract.
Sure,
but hey, it's a very low risk. Give it a shot.
Absolutely. DSL, we have two teams going there, so that's
they got the red, and they got the blue. And they're
really just kind of kicking in. They've been playing a couple weeks.
They're not even 2 weeks into their season yet. So, the Rangers.
Paulino's on one.
Paulino and Curly Martha, and they're on one of the teams, and they're from the most recent class. The Rangers blue team is 6-1, so they're playing pretty well. And then Jonathan Hernandez's little brother Christopher
we talked to Jonathan
is on the team. So again, you think Arizona Fall League or Arizona Complex League guys are young. These guys are real young. We're talking fresh. Some guys just might still be 16. Some guys who just turned 17, and then some guys who, like we're just talking about with Adonis. Just guys who get signed late, who don't get discovered, or who were hurt at the time of their draft class and had to prove something. Or else.
Signing class, or whatever it was.
So anyway, we'll keep checking in on them, but they're way early into their season.
All right, this is one to put in the books.
It is.
Get this one over with. I mean, Josh Smith came on with us. That was fantastic. Rangers come back into town after the big important weekend, the series, the Seattle series. Then they come back in town next week. I think the Mets are coming in, and then Kansas City will be here after that. Guys, look, we can't thank you enough. Everything this show's doing is because of you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe down below to Rangers Today, 590. Hey, it's Father's Day.
That's right.
Sunday, you're running a deal.
Father's Day special, $48 for annual. I've tweeted it out. If you need further instructions, Jeff at rangerstay.com, and I'll help you out.
DM me if you DM me, and you know that I'll answer. Get it to me, I'll get it to Jeff, and we'll get you what you need. For Jeff Wilson, I'm John Moore, and until next time, guys, we'll see you at the yard.